my name is Cameron Eddins, and my topic is abortion. So before we get started, I wanted to clarify what abortion is. So from the National Institute of Health, abortion is defined as the termination of a pregnancy involving the removal of the embryo or the fetus from the uterus. Now that we've got that out of the way, I also wanted to mention that abortion can happen spontaneously, also known as a miscarriage, or it can happen electively, which is defined as medically or personally. And so how many of us hear the word abortion and think of these really strong opinions or feel this like really tight divide? Probably a lot of us. And how many of us actually sit back and ask ourselves why this issue matters to so many people, that matters so deeply and goes beyond a lot of political issues? Picture this. According to the Guttmacher Institute in 2022, statistics show that nearly 1 in 4 women have an abortion by the age of 45, making this a pretty big deal. Abortion is not just a clash of opinions, it's how we as a society view healthcare and morality and autonomy. So I want to walk you through the 2 main points of abortion that's typically debated. There's the pro-choice advocates that advocate for abortion to be broadly accessible to everyone, and then the pro-life stance that says that they really want abortion to be prohibited almost completely, or at least banned in most cases. So the pro-choice advocates advocate for abortion to be broadly accessible everywhere. Planned Parenthood and Guttmacher Institute highlight that abortion is the ability to access abortion is almost essential to the overall well-being of women, highlighting social and economic consequences. So women of low income and teenagers and women of color often face great barriers that cause them to seek unsafe abortions, or abortions that are like they have to travel really far. They also found that it's linked to, or almost directly linked to, education, job opportunities, and financial stability. And it means that like women can get more education and they can stay in school, and they can also like keep their jobs and almost completely avoid poverty. From this perspective, abortion is not just a political issue, it's a matter of health and bodily autonomy. On the pro-life side of that, which is the complete opposite side, they want to ban or restrict abortion completely. Religious organizations like the Right to Life Committee or other religious organizations often, they really care about the moral value of the fetus. They believe that life begins at conception and society has a moral responsibility to care for that fetus. They highlight fetal milestones like heartbeat or brain activity as markers for this personhood. They believe that abortion is not just a medical procedure, but it is a moral question of how society views life. So abortion debate remains unsolved. Pro-choice advocates fight for bodily autonomy and safety, and pro-life advocates fight for the protection of this life. The unresolved question lies between a woman's right to choose and the moral status of the fetus. Abortion is urgent and it's personal, and until these questions are answered, it will continue to define lives and families and futures. Understanding does not have to equal agreement, but it is a step towards compassion. Okay, any questions? Aubrey.
Okay, so what does it mean to like be in the middle? like,
so being
between
in the
two?
middle, they sort of don't feel recognized by either side, and they just think it should be allowed in some cases. So Pew Research actually found the majority of people actually do support abortion in certain circumstances, like the health of the mother or like fetal abnormalities, but they just like don't feel represented by either side and just feel in the middle. Any other questions?
Okay, what is like the main takeaway that you want people to get from your speech?
Yeah, I think that abortion isn't necessarily a political issue by itself, but I mean, it's personal and it affects real lives and real people. So, and just understanding both sides is really what matters. Ella.
Are there any states that have special rules about abortion? Like it's not quite banned, but it's not quite like not banned?
Yeah, I think some southern states do, and I think Idaho does as well, where they make exceptions for like rape or incest, but like is an outright ban on abortion. If that makes sense. Okay, any other questions?